Hi everyone, welcome to my healing journey. It's me, Malanka. I'm going to continue my story of divorcing my narcissistic husband. Today's video begins on June 7th of 2020. Kyle had the kids over the weekend and he had brought them back on the Sunday and he helped me put the kids to bed. Once the kids were in bed, Kyle started another fight again. We were in a building which we called the butcher shop. The previous owners actually raised and butchered emus on the property, and because Kyle was a hunter, he also would bring home the deer that he would shoot, and we would butcher our deer in that building as well. So it was the name that we called it. Kyle got so angry. He threw a piece of wood and he threw a hunting chair at the wall, but it went by me, so it was very scary. Kyle got even angrier because he tried to hug me after he did that, and I pushed him away. I didn't want anything to do with him. At that time, I was terrified of him. I walked out of the building to get away from him, and I started walking around the property and telling Kyle to leave me alone. Leave me alone, go away, leave. And Kyle pursued me. He wouldn't stop. He was verbally abusive the whole time. I made my way back to the house and I went straight into the basement and I locked myself in the basement bathroom. And I guess once Kyle got into the house, our son was up and he put our son back to bed, and then he came downstairs and he picked the lock of the bathroom and let himself in. So I couldn't even get away. And the only thing that I could think of doing was to try and push him out of the bathroom so I could try and relock that door. And I pushed him, but he stomped right in front of the door and the door broke and prevented me from closing the door to try and get away from it. And during this whole incident, he was extremely verbally abusive. He kept on threatening lawyers and divorce and this and that. He already retained a lawyer at this point, but he just wouldn't leave me alone. Once he kind of, I guess, ran out of steam and felt like he said everything that he wanted to say, he left and left me in a very bad panic attack, trying to calm down. I had our two kids in the house to take care of. I needed to try and take care of myself. I really didn't feel safe around Kyle at all. On June 8th, that morning, I had texted Kyle and accused him of all the sexual assaults that he did. And his only response was, "I'm sorry for showing love and affection to my wife." After work, he showed up at the house unannounced. He started storming around the house like he was looking for something, but he was in a real angry mood. I was trying to get the kids to bed. He wanted nothing to do with our kids. And all he was doing was just storming around trying to find something. And I asked, "Can I help you find something?" And he was mad. He just blew me off. Our son was asking to see his dad, and Kyle basically said, he told me, "I didn't come here to see the kids. I didn't come here to help you put them to bed. I'm here for myself and myself only, and you deal with that." So our son asked if his dad would read him a book, and he said, "Isn't that your duty?" I was starting to head upstairs to read our son this book, but he said, "Never mind," and kind of stormed past me and went upstairs to do it. After he stormed around the house not finding what he was looking for and refused to tell me what it was that he was looking for, he had left the house. And I don't know what happened or what changed. He came back in a completely different person. And he was telling me about the monkey bars that we had for the kids and the parts that he was able to get, and his mood was completely changed. Because of that whole incident, I felt even more terrified of him, not knowing when he might come into the house, when he's going to come around. My mom had even asked our son what happened to the bathroom door, and our son told her, Mommy locked herself in the bathroom and Daddy kicked the door to get in and broke it. That was a very scary day. He ended up going to his brother's, and he ended up spending the night at his brother's. The next 2 days, there was no communication from him. He didn't come to see the kids. June 11th, he came over to cut the grass. He came into the house and said hi to the kids for a couple minutes, and then he went outside. When he was done cutting the grass, he came into the house, and downstairs where I was, said, you know, our son's still up and jumping around upstairs. And I said, yes, I'm aware. I put him to bed. I can't just, he needs to be able to put himself to sleep. Kyle went upstairs and attempted to put our son to bed. He came back downstairs and started telling me what was going to happen in our divorce. Basically saying, this is what's going to happen. You have no other choice. This is how it's going to work. I actually recorded the whole incident. He talked down to me and treated me like I was nothing. He told me that he'll be taking them every second weekend, and we'll be figuring out the daytime schedule as well. I asked if he would be taking days off of work, and when he has them, and he said that's none of your business, even though at the time I wasn't working. I wanted to spend time with our children. I told him I was not denying him time with the kids, and I never have. To this day, I've never denied him time with our kids. And he was welcome to spend time with them after work, but when he was working, I'd like to be with them. Which he said, no, that's not how it works, and we'll let the courts decide that, and walked off. He went to deal with our son again and came back downstairs with the same argument, but I said, I'm telling you, he cut me off. He was recording, or at least claimed he was, and said that's all I need, and left after stating that not to talk to him when he's at the house. I went upstairs right after him as our son was screaming, no, Daddy, don't go. No, Daddy, please don't go. When I got upstairs, I saw Kyle walking to his truck as our son was screaming for him to stay. I had to call my dad and put him on speakerphone so that he could talk to our son to calm him down enough so I could get him to sleep, which took an hour. Our son then woke up a couple hours later asking me to come snuggle, and he felt lonely and missed his dad, and I did till he fell asleep again. So I'm gonna end the video off of that. The next video is gonna be a little interesting, so if you wanna hear what happened next, tune in, press subscribe or follow. I don't expect it. I'm doing this for me, not for anyone else. I hope everyone stays safe and enjoys life to the fullest. Thanks. Bye.